When most people think of the oil sands, they think of this. And maybe not so much about this. Whether you're new to our team, about to join, or even if you work in another part of Suncor, we want you to know a little bit about Suncor's oil sand and in situ drilling, completions, logistics, and land. That's DCLL for short.
We're a Calgary-based execution group. So at the end of the day, we have what I call internal clients. They come to us, they provide us some scope on what needs to be done, and then we take it from there. We select the services, we select the materials, the type of rigs, and we put a plan together, a safety program, a risk registry, put all the information required together, procure the services, and then come to the field and actually execute. We're always trying to manage towards our 4 measurements of success. Safety, quality, cost, and schedule. All crucial, all critical, but the order is non-negotiable. And then we align ourselves with contractors that are aligned with those measurements of success and really set those priorities, make sure they understand them, and give them the tools to be successful.
This is the way we're recovering 85% of our reserves. Our in situ facilities use a technology called steam-assisted gravity drainage, or SAGD, to extract bitumen that lies deep below the ground. And in order for that to work, you've got to do a lot of this. Drilling up here is a bit like drilling anywhere, and a bit unlike anything else in the world.
We're in the Fort McMurray area generally for the bulk of our work, and a large chunk of our work is in the active production areas. And the other piece of work that we do, which is even more remote, is the future areas for in situ.
So what exactly does it take to get the job done? It all starts with the survey.
To evaluate the reservoir, Suncor utilizes both seismic and core hole. During seismic is broken down to 4 phases, the first one being line cutting, where we utilize mulchers to open up the lines. Secondly, we have surveyors go down and locate the source and receiver points. That's followed by our drillers go in and actually drill the shot holes and load them with an energy source, and commonly is dynamite. And fourth, we shoot the program and record it.
So once we get our seismic data, we end up building core hole programs. And we have to use ice roads because these programs take place in the wintertime. And we bring about 20 drilling rigs in. And we drill a bunch of wells in the ground. We use those wells to basically pull core out of the ground and look to see what kind of zone we've got there, what kind of pay is in there, where the depths are, and to make sure that we're optimizing where we're putting our SAGD operations.
Once the seismic and core hole information is evaluated, SAGD well locations and a pad footprint is determined. The SAGD well pad is designed to support the drilling rig, future infrastructure, and long-term operations.
So we get our information from the core hole rigs when they drill vertical wells, and what ends up happening from that is we assess where we're going to put our 2 well pairs. So the well pairs, they're drilled from a surface location vertically and then go into a horizontal mode where the bottom one, the producer, is drilled in the bottom of the reservoir. We then drill, again, another well bore that is only 6 meters apart, exactly, the whole spacing of that kilometer. Obviously what is unique about SAGD is the fact that everything has to be perfectly spaced in order to get an equidistant pressure across that well bore.
So after SAGD is done drilling the wells, then completions would come out and set up the wells for initial completions. So we'd bring out service rigs, install the tubing or other instrumentation units to install whatever instrumentation they want in the wells. And we would leave them like that for production and operations to start the wells up. After the wells are warmed up, now we're working on live pads. So we would come out and install pumps in the wells. And then for the rest of the life of the wells, we're here to support the operations group. If there's any problems with the wells, they'll call us and we'll come out and do any of the repair work that's required.
All these phases of drilling are interconnected. And although most of our work is remote, we also run a very unique drilling operation right at the main Suncor mine.
On the oil sand drilling side, we drill for 3 main groups. We drill for the geology group, the geotech group, and the hydrogeological group or the water resources group. Geology, we do definition drilling for the ore body itself to maximize the mining components of our operation. The geotech side, we drill for stability issues, whether it's on a high wall component or whether it's on a dump structure or on a tailings dike itself. On the water resources side, we drill for water infiltration into the mine site or any areas where water can actually exit the mine site. We want to be able to capture all the water and bring it back into our site.
The drilling team has its own camp near Mackay River. We do everything we can to make life comfortable and enjoyable. If you're new to Suncor, you'll learn that our core values of commitment to health, safety, and the environment are foundational to the way we work and behave on the job every day. We're on a journey to zero. That means zero safety or process incidents. We know all injuries and incidents are preventable, and that safety is everyone's responsibility. We protect ourselves and others from harm. In our world, if we can't do a job safely, we don't do it.
In our business unit, the biggest challenge we have is we have a lot of diverse activities in a remote area, done strictly by contractors, so we must get them aligned to our values. In order to do that, we use a 2-day training session to get that alignment to our number one value, and that value is it's safety above all. If we can't do it safely, we just won't do it.
Everyone who works at Suncor receives lots of safety training. In drilling, we have unique programs we call Whiteboard and 4Pink. You'll learn all about both of these if you join our team.
When you get down to the most basic point, we're all here for the same reason, and that's a paycheck. And that also means somebody's counting on you. That leads us back to our 4 measurements of success. Safety, number 1. And then let's go out and do a good job and let's get this resource out of the ground.
Suncor oil sand and in situ drilling, completions, logistics, and land. Big name, big responsibility. We're putting our know-how, determination, and commitment to work out here.